through exercise prescription, which should have begun at the school level.
Correct. Yeah.
And all the parents, when they come back, children come back home, for all these people sitting down here, what will they ask you when they see their children at home? What did you learn today? What maths? Zoology, back botany, back whatever. Will they ever ask, did you play basketball? Did you take a shot? Oh, very nice. How many baskets today? It doesn't come because he doesn't play, she doesn't play. So more C-sections, women are happy with that. Today it's become norm.
No, I don't know whether they are happy with that, but
no, women feel it is a normal delivery.
Yeah, it's
become
normal. Yeah.
See, I am not saying that C-section shouldn't be done. I am coming from the front. Okay, if it is required, if it is done, is there a way to prevent it in the preparation of the mother?
Yeah, so the preparation for sports day is not just for that day and that event, but it is preparing yourself as fitness and health. You know, you're going to be developing a habit of exercising in itself that can prevent.
In all the sports day, if you go back to the sports day. This is for all the schools, all the teachers, students, management who are going to watch this. Because I go to most of the sports, doctor, you should come for the sports day, I'm there. What are they more interested in? Showing that they are having the Olympic torch. They have lighted the torch. They are hoisting the flag. We are saluting. March past. Where your movements are minimal. And all of them are sitting and watching the show. This is what our sports day is about. The athletes are not running that day, all they are going to give a medal or finish, go. This is very few schools. I remember mentioning the school as Good Shepherd, where all of them will be participating in the event, not one student will escape. Because I have been a chief guest to that school, and I realized what a difference they have made. This is one school that I have been to, and I boldly say this, and how come various others never picked up this basic concept? No child in the school will be devoid of participation on the sports day. They will be playing.
I don't know whether the schools are restricting that. They're probably having it, but they're leaving it as a choice. See, what happens is, let me just say this, because in my school, when I was the sports day and everything that was planned, like, would you like to play this? Like, would you like to play Coco? Would you like to run this 100 meters? So it was my choice. So whatever I could pick and choose, I think I can fairly do better here, then I would pick that. I have never played basketball, then I will never dare to step there, you know. So that's how it has been. But what Good Shepherd was, and I remember the management was sharing with us, was like to say that we ensure everybody does everything. You get it, you don't get it, you just get into it. But that's how it is when it comes to physical activity. You don't try and see whether what works, and you know, it's not your choice. Sometimes you walk, you run, you pick it up. So these are all activities that would probably keep you alive and keep you in the best possible physical fitness and health. That's what we are lacking today as a population, a huge population, is what you had also suggested these days, that activity that goes down again and again, and coming to something like I just sit down in one place and move my fingers.
Yep, unfortunately the school's priority is only to produce 100 out of 100 in all the subjects and fail miserably in your physical potentials at the earliest, and I'm not bothered about it. And if so, if the schools believe from the 8th to 12th standard they shouldn't participate in anything except that one day sports day, over. Now get back to your education.
The one day sports day is what you're vehemently objecting. You're trying to say that have something every day for that particular day as an event that you can do, and then that builds you this event or whatever, that keeps some record of yours, your physical activity of performances.
In fact, I would go the other way. Why are we looking at whether you ran fast, or that is a very narrow number, and they are skilled to do it. Whether you even have a sports day or not, there are so many athletes not coming from the physical education population, but went around and found their base and doing. And the most important thing, the school feels if he studies, he shouldn't play. If he plays, he won't be able to study. So they have already restricted and chopped them there. We have not made sure that what is that first thing they would do? No sports. For 10th standard, no sports day also, you don't have to come. Sir, 10th standard we exempted, they are having exams. Actually, during the exam also, I'll play more because I can write the exam in a relaxed manner, and I found that I can recall better. Your memory is improved, your learning capacity is vitalized. So many things that can make a difference, because these people who are going for the exams are able to overcome, their stress levels are low, and so they will not commit a suicide. So many things that can come out of this. Phenomenal. And you said stress, it began around the level of their 8th standard, 10th standard, 12th standard, and after that a professional program, most of them.
So this physical education, basically the teachers, they have a huge role to play.
They are the main, I've always called them as somebody who can transform India, because if this is going to be, the cream alone is looked at as important athletes, and the large number that makes the cream important. Otherwise the cream doesn't look like a cream, no, it looks as the settlement down below. So this group is vital for us to make India. So the entire school, college programs are designed, they are only bothered about the marks they get and where they will work. But how strong they need to be in their muscular potential, their cardiovascular endurance, their flexibility, their core strength, which is what I am talking about, physical education. Physical education is not about performing well in sports. That is again, high end of the physical education spectrum changes. But the physical education teacher took that limelight of that sportsman and believed that's all their contribution. Yes, very important contribution to make the field country proud. What is the use if the country is going to have so many hospitals and few medals? The reason is these guys are sitting in hospitals, man. They should be actually coming and clapping their hands for you at the Olympics. And there should be a very healthy and a wealthy population. So, how many of them are 30 to 40 are already into the doctor's office for a consultation, for pain, for diseases of inactivity that includes diabetes, hypertension, obesity, cancers, cardiac diseases. These are all preventable. Who can prevent? And I would put physical education is higher than the doctors in this area of prevention. Higher than the doctors. They may not be a doctor and they all want to put a DR, get a PhD. Sir, your work is much more superior than anyone. And you have not seen that part and been allowed to do that or grab it with a lot of commitment. Never happened, because we are not looking at it as an important tool.
So Doc, that is really very nicely put across. Physical education staff's importance in a school, and recently a school had asked Sparrc, inquired in one of our centers, I think Hyderabad, to cover up their sports event. This is the first time ever in 19 years of Sparrc existence I'm hearing an inquiry like that. They wanted to cover up their sports event with physical therapists, predicting an injury or managing an injury or all of those things. And I was like, wow, this has started to happen in a country like India. So, I mean, this is why I say that this is happening in a country like India is because I'm traveling too often to Barcelona, and I see a place which is filled with people who are always active, and there are so many facilities out there to exercise and things like that, school or workspace or parks that is there. So there are basic simple things that people can use, and their physical education, as in what I mean personally for myself, that I am kinesthetically, I know my capacities, what I can do, what I cannot do, which seems to be a sense that is that I've picked up from a very young age, because as dance and or even sports that I would have participated. But if people lack that, if you are not allowed to dance, or you're not allowed to play, or you are constantly going to be with your iPads. I mean, you see the young kids, babies now are distracted with the iPads and the phones or whatever that they have, the gadgets. Parents are trying to distract children with these gadgets, these iPads and tabs and phones and all that. Let him sit in one place, otherwise he's all over the place, he's hyperactive, and we make them sit in one place. Now this starts to put us through a restriction of movement from a very young age. So my fear is when I look at places like Barcelona where they're always active, the children are put into any sport right from 3. You're swimming from one or less than 1. And in a country like us, we are trying to keep us away from activity. Whatever that can keep us away from activity. This is happening from schools and everywhere. So I was, in fact, the other day I was having another inquiry from a school to have a gym. They don't have a big space. They don't have a huge space to as a playground and things like that. Then suddenly they came out and asked, can we have a small gym? I was like, why not? So this is now changing, but how much of an emphasis parents should be doing on?
I'll mention something very important. 1989, when I was with the Indian cricket team in the West Indies in Jamaica, which is the country that produces Usain Bolts, they were covering their school sports day with a physiotherapist way back in 1989. No school sports will happen without physiotherapists in 1989. We are today in 2024, they are asking us. Even today it is not happening. The reason is, why should we? If it is injured, okay, you put a plaster, now go to the doctor. But I am not prepared these guys the way I would have prepared the warriors of the school. The warrior here refers not for the Olympics, etc. This is about warrior who will avoid diseases. He is fighting against diabetes, hypertension, obesity, cancer. Parents should be so happy their children are playing. And they are not going to see doctors. So unfortunately, my coach Ravanan sir used to say, catch them young and kill them soon. He used the phrase, catch them young and kill them soon. What he today I can understand is that you keep them, when they are so young, you keep them inside the class and kill them soon.
Exactly.
And schools are, if I would go one step notch higher than what I should and say, if today we are having more diseases, the schools have contributed to it. More diabetes, more hypertension, and the parents have contributed to it. They are not aware that their children, more than studying, should move. With the gadgets, they feel they are not disturbed. They feel you have these gadgets and don't disturb me. But did you take the child out to move and play? No other animal in the world can sit down with gadgets and develop their brain alone and be healthy. Yeah. All the animals never had in the forest any diabetes, hypertension, obesity, cancers. All are there only. So the cats can't be. Yeah. That's why you can't have cats being
much, yeah.
So the diseases for the dogs are more because they are like us. And we are very happy when a huge, medical establishment is available for us. Wow, we have a hospital available. But the most important thing is I should not make use of this facility ever. Should have been the goal of every parent of this country, every school of this country and college of this country. But we are looking at something else. Because hospitals were established only for a requirement that crosses a threshold. Here we can keep them outside that threshold comfortably with an exercise prescription.
When you say this, we will never antagonize anybody because you know why? All of them, in the bottom of their heart, know this is the truth.
I'm not antagonized anybody.
I'm just saying this because usually, people get offended. Oh, why did the doctor say this? Why did they say this? But this is the bitter truth. All of them know for a fact this is what I should be doing.
We destroyed a population's future as physical education where they could have contributed optimally, made them only contribute to sport where they are actually not trained in the college for that elite level sport participation because they are specialized in all the games. They cannot be specialized in one sport because I have worked there for 21 years. It's very difficult in those times to give them capacity to churn out elite level athletes. It's not their forte itself. That's why physical education. They said BP Ed, there's MP Ed. So now sports is a narrow band. Very, very important band at the high end, the one end of the society. But that is not everything, no? How many athletes in America participate in Olympics? How is it possible? But if America or any other country which is not able to have their population healthy in their fertile period of time, that means we are deteriorating prematurely. And that is what we are trying to avoid. And we are menacingly marching towards an era where more and more children much earlier to have obesity, childhood obesity is more, and we are having a population having diabetes more, and that means every other disease is possible to come when we have diabetes, hypertension. So if this change has to happen, doctors are not required. Doctor will come and treat it, you will get admitted, but who should prevent it? Parents should start with the thought, my child, while I am alive, should not beg, should be a very educated person, should earn so much, but he'll take the earning and give it to the doctor and lie down in the hospital. My goodness, see, he has earned so much, now look, he's having a very comfortable bed in the hospital. He's admitted in this hospital. Will we give anybody this kind? Oh, I am admitted in this hospital.